What is up, you guys? Welcome to the video. My name is Arman, Toronto-based deep and progressive house DJ and producer. In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips on how to learn to beat match if you're a beginner. If you're learning how to play on Pioneer CDJs or other controllers, then this is for you. Now, if you're anything like I was when you first get your CDJs home and set them up for the first time, you'll be so excited that you're just going to want to start playing and practicing with your favorite music. But that could actually be a mistake because your favorite songs of the time might have too many vocals, more complex melodies, or beats that are not quite as simple as, say, a straight 4-to-the-floor techno beat. So tip number 1 is that I actually want you for the first time to queue up the same song on both of your decks. The reason for doing this is that because the songs are going to be identical, it's easy to hear when the beats slip out of sync. And if they are in sync, you're actually going to hear an interesting phasing effect caused by the fact that the 2 songs are playing at the same time and from the same place. Take a listen. So in this case, I triggered the songs at exactly the same time. And you can hear they're pretty much bang on from the beginning. Now they're off. And when I get the beats perfect like that, hear how the songs sound a little bit funny? They sound kind of fuzzy. That's the phase effect. Now we're way off. Let me get this track caught up on the left. And there's the phasing effect, you can hear it. So once you get the hang of beat matching the same song on both decks, that's when I want you to kind of graduate on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is to use techno music to train your ear for a while. Don't use anything too melodic and too complicated like progressive house or deep house or break beats or anything like that. Just go find some simple, percussive, kind of banging techno, and now you're going to train your ear on how to beat match 2 different songs, but because the songs are purely kind of percussive, it's going to be a lot easier for your ear to hear when your beats are slipping out of sync. Again, take a listen. So yeah, with this techno track, you can hear how simple it is. There's hardly any melodies, it's purely percussive. The new track is beat matched. When I push it off even a tiny nudge, you can hear how that changes, right? So compare the simplicity of beat matching those 2 songs with these here, which have a lot more melodies. Here's how the track on the right sounds alone, and the track on the left, and together. Finally, tip number 3 is learning to beat match purely by ear. This is where you're going to cover up the BPM marker on your screen, scramble around the pitch fader so you have no idea where the BPM is, and you're going to do the same thing on the other deck, and you're going to try just purely by ear to adjust the speed and sync up the songs and get them to the same BPM using only your ears. Great skill to have, and I definitely advocate doing it, but it's a bit too difficult and challenging when you're completely new to beat matching to try and jump into that right away. A lot of people say that's the best way to learn because it really trains your ear. It does, but it can also be frustrating, and I think it can make you take a lot longer to get the basics of beat matching down. So my recommendation is learn to play first with 2 different songs that are simple like techno, using the screens, setting the BPM to exactly the same speed, and still practicing using the jog wheel to get the songs to sync up and beat match. And once you've mastered that, then you graduate to covering up the screens and leaving all the guesswork to your ears only. Some of you guys have seen me do this before. A cell phone and a wallet seem to do the trick. Scramble the pitch faders around, and let's give it a shot. That sounds fast. Try to catch up and find the beat by spinning the jog wheel back a lot. But notice at the same time I'm also moving the pitch fader up, which is slower. Okay, now we're kind of in the wheelhouse. That sounds pretty good. I can actually take my hand off it for a second and it doesn't go crazy. That sounds pretty good. I think we might have found it bang on. I was going to change it there, but no, I think it's bang on. Let's take a look. 121.2 and 121.2. Nailed it. All right, and one last bonus tip for you guys. This is probably the most common question I get from YouTube subscribers on beat matching. The question is, I've got the 2 songs beat matched and they sound good, and then maybe 30, 45 seconds through the mix, I'm mixing them in, I'm bringing in the new song, and now all of a sudden the songs aren't beat matched anymore and they sound bad. Why does that happen? The reason is slippage. Sometimes the software that processes this music is not perfect. So your computer program you're using, whether it's Serato, Traktor, or Pioneer's Record Box, when it processes the songs and it assigns the BPM, it's not perfect. So although it may say 120 BPM on deck A, and it also says 120 BPM on deck B, the software is not perfect. And it may sound good for 10 or 20 seconds, but over a longer period of time, there's slippage. So when you're actually mixing and you're starting to play your first DJ sets, my tip on how to handle this and address this problem is once you've got the songs beat matched in your headphones, before you start mixing it in, leave yourself some time. Try and find that song that you want to play next quickly enough that you have the luxury of time and you can let them play together in your headphones only for 30 or 40 seconds, because you're going to detect that way if there's going to be any slippage. And what you can do with that is in your headphones, adjust the jog wheel on the new track that you're going to be bringing in and determine whether that song is slower or faster. So now when there's a bit of slippage, when you're actually doing your mix live and you're bringing in that song, you start to hear the beat matches starting to go a little bit off. At least now you know which direction to move the platter, and you don't make it worse by moving it in the wrong direction and really ruining your mix. All right, guys, I hope that's been helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions about beat matching, and good luck and keep practicing.